Hey, Chris here from Videomaker, and you're watching our review of the FotodioX Flapjack Studio and the C-218AS. Now, they're obviously for two different purposes. You have one that's really meant for studio setup, and then the other one which is quite portable and has a Q20 on the bottom, the C-218AS. Now this baby, you got the mounted battery on it, but you can run it off of AC. And both of them have the same controls, which is dimmable from 10% all the way to 100%, and they're Bi-light, so 3200 all the way to 5600. Now, they come with a 2-year warranty, and well, they're powered by the Sony NP-F style batteries. So you have the smaller one here that comes with the small guy here, and then you have the two bigger ones here that come with the Studio. Now, each one of these comes with a case and a couple accessories. So the C-218AS, now it comes with the cold shoe mount, a AC adapter, a charger for the battery that actually will accept 2 batteries, and then and then the case. So it comes all in one. It's real easy. In fact, I traveled with it. It was no big deal, real easy to move around. And you know, really the idea of this guy is that it can be mounted on your cold shoe. Although we have mounted on a shoe, and you'll see that in some of our tests. It's $230, so pretty good price if you're just looking for a really portable light, and it is pretty bright. So let's take a look. So that's pretty powerful. I mean, if you're in nighttime and you're in a place like, we have a studio here and it's fully dark when you turn off all the lights. So with just one light, it needs a lot of power. But if you're outside and there's some other ambient light going on, you can use this baby, and because it's the color temperature can change, you can really match that color temperature. Now it's 3x10 as far as the actual panel size, and then with the actual housing itself is 4x11 or so. At 3200 Kelvin, it's 165 lux, and then at 5600K, it's at 180 lux. So pretty simple little setup. And well, we have a shot of both of the Studio and the C-218AS at the same time, using the Studio as our key light and then the 218AS as our fill. Let's take a look at that. So that worked pretty well as a key and a fill. They matched pretty well, and you definitely were able to use them in that setup. Now, I'm not sure if you'd use or even own both of these at the same time, because they definitely do something quite differently. Now, we focused more on the Studio because it is one, larger, so we can compare it to a lot more products that we have, and well, it seems that it has a lot more applications than the little guy here, which is really more, it seems, a run and gun type light, or just a small little highlight light. So the Studio is $550. It is 16.34 inches in diameter for the panel, and then for the housing, it's 17.75 inches in diameter. It comes with a case as well, and it comes with everything that the smaller guy did, except for it doesn't come with a cold shoe, but it does come with an extra battery, and both the batteries are quite a bit bigger. As well, the light itself actually can run also off a V-mount battery, and then it takes 2 batteries at a time. That's why they give you 2. And this thing's pretty thin. So this thing also dimmable 10 to 100%. It is also 32 to 5600K. At 3200K, it's 780 lux, and then 5600K is 865 lux. So not super bright, but quite bright. And that's what brings us to this test. So our first test here is we wanted to compare it to some other lights, giving it a benchmark, and actually quite a few of these other tests are gonna be this way. And what we did is we wanted to show the value at $550 compared to what you can get at $1,800 and all the way around $3,000. And what lights we used is, well, of course, the Studio, and then the Litepanels Astra 1x1 soft, and it's around $1,800, and then the Kino Celeb 200, which is around $3 grand. So quite a big spectrum as far as the cost there, and really at a little bit of every category there, but we wanted to show you the quality of light, the amount of light that each of them can give, and then how well they can use in different situations. So this first test is just the 3, so you can see the color quality between all 3, and well, we'll talk about that in a second. Here's that test. So that was at 3200K, and well, based on the waveform, not a scientific test, but just the waveform is telling us about our shot, is it went in this order. The Litepanels was the best with a slight red skew shift there, and then the Flapjack with a blue shift, and then the Kino with a red shift. And well, we thought it was in that order: Litepanels, then the Flapjack, and then the Kino. That's pretty impressive for the Flapjack. So this next one, we're gonna take a look at 5600K and what the light looks like there. So let's take a look. So the waveform is telling us that the Litepanels has a little bit of a blue shift and is closer to the Flapjack than the last test. And then the Flapjack has a blue and green shift, and then the Kino has a blue shift. And it's the same order: Litepanels, Flapjack, then Kino. Pretty impressive for the Flapjack once again. This next test is to confirm our findings. It's actually the next two tests with charts as well, just so you can see those and take a look at the waveform. So let's take a look at those. So really our findings are confirmed with those charts as well, but you know, not scientific tests. We didn't have tools out here really getting the CRI or what have you. So that is what it is as far as our applications and the models that we have. So the next one is just going to be the Flapjack Studio at full power, so you can see its full power going, because all the others were just matched in lumens as far as their actual intensity. So let's take a look at that. So it does get pretty bright, but what we found is that the Kino was far brighter. In fact, 2 or more times brighter. So really, we wanted to show you how bright it could be compared to the full power of the Flapjack. So let's take a look at that. So quite a bit of difference in the intensity of light between those two lights. So really, that's where the value is coming in the Kino. You're just getting a far brighter light. So for, you know, $2,500 more, that's what you get as far as intensity. So here's when that comes into play, and that's when you're using one of these lights to counter the sun or something really bright. So what we wanted to do is we put me in front of full sun, and then we actually filled. So we used the sun as a key, direct full sun, and then we used as a fill each one of the lights. So let's take a look at that test and how well they did right next to a window. Let's take a look. So this is absolutely where the value comes in. It goes right down the line from most expensive to least expensive, from the Kino to the Litepanels to the Flapjack. It really is where the money is at when it comes to these things. So we wanted to do one more test, which was in diffused sunlight, so not direct light, but we were using the sun now as the fill and the lights as the key. So let's take a look at that test. So that brings me to the last thing that we want to talk about, which is who this light is for and who it's not for. Who's it for? Well, if you want to get an LED light and you're just getting into the game and you don't have any others, and you'd like to get one for a studio or a small room or some kind of situation where you have control of the outside light coming in, this light's going to work pretty well for you. If it's a smaller room, the fall off won't be as big of an issue for you, and well, it should work. And well, it isn't that bright. So who is this light not for? Well, if you're looking to save some money and not spend your budget, which you might have a healthy one on maybe a more affordable light, well, the issue is you're not going to get the intensity. You get brighter lights at higher prices in this situation. So really, that's who really you wouldn't want to. You'd be really upset at what you'd get. So last little bit with these lights is really, do we recommend it? And we do. You know, the little guy is really portable, really nice, and definitely would be great for your ENG shooter, which is your news shooter, or someone that's going out there running gun and just needs a real portable light. And well, it should run off the battery for a good amount of time, at least a few hours. And the same thing with this guy, but it's not so portable. So that's kind of an issue, but it might be a good place where you might not have great light or what have you, or great power. So there you have it. That's our review of the FotodioX Flapjack Studio and the C-218AS. If you'd like to buy either one of these lights, well, you can go and find a link in the description. You'll help us make videos like these. As well, if you'd like to buy the Astra from Litepanels, there'll also be a link. And unfortunately, the Celeb 200 is discontinued, but there'll be a link for the 201, which is very close. As always, like, share, and comment. We want to know what you think. And if you like this shirt, hey, there's a link to buy one just like it in there as well. I've been Chris from Videomaker, and until next time, keep doing the hard work that you do. Bye-bye.